Hello dear writer. I'm Lydia, and welcome to Writer's Encyclopedia, your indispensable resource library to master the art of writing. In today's video, we'll talk about something that may seem simple but makes all the difference in a story. Character names. If you're creating a character and got stuck when choosing the name, stay with me until the end for valuable tips on finding the perfect name that truly matches your universe and your character. First tip. If your story takes place in a specific time or location, it's worth researching popular names from that region and historical period. This helps the reader immerse themselves in your world more easily because an authentic and contextualized name creates a direct connection and reinforces the narrative's realism. For example, if your story is set in Victorian England, names like Edith or Arthur were very common at the time. Just hearing these names already gives readers a sense of the historical setting for your character. But it's not just about time and place. Also consider the social layers and educational level of your characters. An aristocrat would likely have a more elaborate name, while characters from lower classes might have simpler, shorter names. This attention to detail makes a huge difference because each name carries a set of cultural and social expectations that shape the reader's view of the character. The second tip is to play with phonetics and create variations of common names to add a unique touch. This works especially well in fantasy or sci-fi worlds, where the setting allows for more creativity. For instance, Elena can become Elenir for a fantasy setting, or Lucas can turn into Lucan. This adaptation also helps build the identity of a fictional world, keeping the name familiar but with a unique twist. If you're creating a fictional language or dialect, play with sounds and syllables. Take parts of words from ancient languages like Latin or Greek, and mix them to form something new. For example, you can take the Latin word lux, meaning light, and create names like Alex. The idea is for these names to sound cohesive and easy to remember and to align with the vibe of your world. For those creating a fantasy world, the third tip is very helpful. Think about the feeling or sensation you want your world to convey, and choose character names accordingly. If the setting is dark and medieval, heavier names like those with Latin or Norse origins can work really well. On the other hand, if the environment is lighter and magical, nature-inspired names bring that enchanting touch. For instance, in a dark medieval kingdom, a name like Mortius already carries a heavy, threatening vibe. For a magical forest setting, a name like Sylvana immediately brings a feeling of nature and enchantment. This alignment between the name and the tone of the setting helps maintain story consistency and gives the reader a subliminal hint about what to expect from that character. Now, an important tip, especially if you're using names from specific cultures. Do thorough research to understand the context and meaning behind the name. Using names from other cultures enriches your world, but it should be done carefully to avoid seeming offensive or disrespectful. After all, many names have sacred or historical meanings that go beyond what we understand at first glance. If you're considering using a name of foreign origin, try to understand its meaning, correct pronunciation, and if it's being used appropriately in context. This not only adds authenticity to your story but also shows that you respect and value other cultures. Remember, a little research makes all the difference, and this is something readers will notice. Lastly, a powerful tip. A name can hint at a character's personality. This is something experienced writers use to create an immediate impression of a character right in the first pages. If the character is mysterious, names with more closed and deep sounds, like Vesper or Draven, can create that atmosphere. For sweet and friendly characters, names with softer sounds like Lena or Sophie often convey that warm vibe. The sound of a name can evoke many feelings in the reader, and you can use this to your advantage. Longer names with complex syllables can give the impression that the character is sophisticated or enigmatic, while short, light names convey simplicity and approachability. This choice of names helps the reader sense the character even before knowing their actions. Now you know that choosing a name is an incredible opportunity to convey personality, setting, and even the story of your world to the reader. If these tips helped you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any content, and share with other writers you know. See you next time.